Morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are, whenever you are. Welcome to a new Breakout Solutions live stream. I'm your host, Matt Bateria, here with you on a beautiful sunny Monday from Gold Coast, Australia. So we've had an absolutely amazing couple of weeks with Bitcoin. If you joined us last week, we've obviously been telling you we're very bullish, things were looking good. And 25K ended up being a very good support line. We did have a couple of swing value patterns of the low just to really freak people out, thinking that we're going to break down lower. And we end up pumping on the news, of course, as well, with the launching and filing of the BlackRock ETF. So what now? Well, I do believe Bitcoin will continue its bullish momentum. There's a couple of things in the way, but I think they're going to be, they're just going to add to the bullishness of what Bitcoin can do. And that is the FOMC meeting, which is on a Wednesday. So you can see here, if you're using TradingView, you can go to the little calendar here on the right-hand side. You can see all the cool stuff that's coming up. But Fed Chair Powell's speech is on Wednesday, which is Thursday Australia time. So if that ends up being a no rate increase, then it's just going to add to the bullishness. So Bitcoin should continue up to the mid 30s, hopefully as high as 40K. So let's dive into the charts and see what we can sort of figure out. So first of all, we're going to draw a Fibonacci retracement from the all-time high to the lows. We're going to double check that the fib is on log scale. It is. So the, I guess, medium-term target is the 0.5, which is at $32,680. So we'll probably find a little bit of resistance there. It was also previously support, so it does make sense that we should have a little bit of a stop here. If we do blast through it, even better, we're probably going to skyrocket into the golden pocket, and we're definitely going to find some resistance there. So right now, let's dive into the smaller time frames and see what's going on. So if I go to the daily, a couple of good things. We can see that the stochastic RSI is in the overbought territory, meaning it does need to sort of come down a bit, but these RSIs can stay up here for quite some time, like you can see here back here in March. So we can definitely have another leg to the upside before having a bit of a reset. So my opinion, if I was to predict something, throw a prediction out there like everyone else, we'd probably go to that 32,600 mark over the next week. And we end up having maybe a full reset of the, oops, that's probably way too far. So let's go to 32. Oh, geez, I'm just drawing this poor. So 32.6, there we go, which was the golden pocket. Probably come back down, retest this 30K as support. And then once the RSI does reset, we'll probably have one more leg up to the upside, and then we will see where we go from there. So I did think we were probably going to come down a little bit further than where we have over the last couple of days. But what I can see is it's just bullish. Things are just bullish, which is great. If I chuck on the fixed range indicator, we can see that basically price created a higher high to the previous high of $31,069, which was on 14th of April. I think that 14th of February is Valentine's Day, 14th of April, and you can see that we did a bit of a swing value pattern where we came above. We have a lot of liquidity here, and the reason being is a couple of things. So a couple of things. If you are a trader or if you're an investor and you bought Bitcoin right here, you basically have been underwater for quite some time, right? So you've been underwater for, let's just say, here. So you've been underwater for about 70 days. Now, a bad investor would be like, you know what, I'm gonna be happy that I broke even, right? So a lot of people that bought right here would have sold here just to be happy to break even. Now, normally when we do sort of get this, secondary high, if it is a bearish, if something bearish is going to occur, we're normally going to get a bigger pullback. But we've had just a very small pullback. You can see that we maybe even are creating. Let me get my parallel channel. We're getting a little bit of a descending channel, which is technically what's called a bull flag. So if you want to do a prediction, we could possibly even do a couple of bull flags. So we can do one from here to here. And then once we get the breakout, we might even go something like that. So that gets us to 32K. So yeah, it's pretty close to that 32.6 that I did mention. Now we can even do a bull flag from the bottom to the top. This would be probably best case scenario. So definitely don't go all in just because I'm drawing a couple of lines. But we can see that gets us over to the $38,000 mark, which is exactly the golden pocket that I did mention. So for those of you that missed the start of the stream, okay, on the larger time frame, I drew a Fibonacci retracement from the highs to the low. Always pull your fibs from left to right. I did mark out the golden pocket up here at $39,000 to $41,500. So this bull flag definitely does have that similar target. So things are kind of looking very good for Bitcoin, and all we just need is some positive news of rates remaining the same on Thursday my time, Wednesday US time, about the FOM interest rates. And if that becomes positive, I think we're going to have clear skies to that golden pocket. From here, this is where I'm going to expect there to be, a fair bit of sideways action up here, and then I do believe over the next 3 to 6 months, we're probably going to come back down around about probably that 25K mark, something like that, because usually Bitcoin does have quite a nice bounce during a bear market to the golden pocket. We spoke about this. Did I speak about this here? Maybe I spoke about this here, or maybe in our internal members Slack community. I think it was probably their community, our private community. But basically, what I said was my target would be golden pocket, best case scenario, the 786 at 50K, but then 3 to 6 months of a secondary bear market coming down nice and low before the halving in April next year, and then we're going to have the exponential bull market. Now, what else should I cover? There's not much else that I really need to cover. We're going to be in this sideways trading range for a little bit longer. Not when I'm saying a little bit longer, it could be 6 to 12 hours. But it seems like Bitcoin does want to sort of have another leg up. As I said, this is going to be my next sort of target, 32.8. Hopefully we hit that, come back down to about 30K to test it as support, and then continue moving higher. Allow all the overbought indicators to reset, and then we can continue onwards and upwards. The altcoin market is doing pretty well as well. Obviously, a few pullbacks since the last week was quite bullish. We saw Aave have a good pop, so the DeFi sector definitely getting a bit of traction and a bit of buzz. And if you're not in DeFi, you definitely should look into it because decentralized finance is the future. And hopefully that's why you got into cryptocurrencies and investing. So yeah, there's not much more I can add. I can't state enough how much I'm bullish. I'm sure everyone else is bullish. The only thing is how far can Bitcoin go before we start seeing a decent retracement. So I do believe that once we get to that golden pocket, let me go back to that golden pocket if it's still up. So we'll probably get a 25 to 40% retracement from up here. So let's go best case scenario, we just hit the 618. Whereas 25% would be just around about that 29,000. 35% gets us back to that 25K level, which seems about right. Bitcoin tends to do that. Let's quickly have a look at history so you guys can understand history. Obviously, this retracement here was probably a little bit deeper than expected, but I think we would have stopped around about here if we had not had the COVID pandemic, whatever you want to call it, occur. So I think this would have been the bottom back in 2019. We did commence our rise, and then we had that epic black swan event that caused all markets into chaos. If we go back here, you can see my lines were already drawn from the previous video that I made. So right here, we made it to the 786. All right, so mid bear market rally, and then we came back down. How deep is that? Let me get it. There we go. 38%. So this was a 38% pullback. Doesn't look much, but it was $783 back to $482. Back here was the other time we got to the golden pocket, right? Got to the golden pocket. Then we had a big retracement again. Boom to there, 47%. So you can see these mid bear market rallies and then dumps can be quite bad. All right. So you've been warned. Don't expect these things to just make all-time highs. It'd be great if it did. That's why you should always have some form of exposure to Bitcoin, not financial advice. But yeah, I do think once we hit this golden pocket or maybe the 786, we're going to get a decent retracement, which is what we need, because a lot of people miss this right up. So in order to gain more liquidity in the market, we need to give people the opportunity to come back down, because unfortunately retail investors are really dumb. Every time they see things like this, they panic and sell, and then they just buy higher. And if you look at a volume chart, can I check on the volume? Let me see if I've got volume. Pretty sure I've got volume. Where are we? Why isn't my scripts volume coming up? So volume, all right. If we pop on the volume, we can see we've got a lot of volume here right at the lows. But this volume is from the whales, the big whales. They know that this asset class is in high demand. They know how to manipulate the market, so they obviously can purchase Bitcoin and crypto at a cheaper price. And now we've kind of been leveling off. We've been going down in volume because they've already got their positions and they're looking to sell a little bit higher. They'll probably end up selling around here. They'll end up dollar cost averaging or scooping things up around this area, and then getting ready for the ultimate bull market starting and initiating after the halving, April next year. So that's what I'm looking at. 100% fully bullish allocation. Hopefully you guys are staying safe out there. Make sure you don't do what retail investors like to do, is when you see fear in the market, this is the time to be accumulating, not financial advice. Fear in the market, accumulating. FOMO, sell. FOMO, sell. Okay, guys? So you need to rewire your brains. Every time you're looking at a chart, and it happens to me, and I'm like, OMG, like I was OMG with the SEC accusations of all those tokens. Even though these tokens could be tied up in litigation for quite some time, a bit like XRP did, I went ahead and still bought a lot of altcoins. Not a lot of the ones that were on the list. I did obviously get a bag of things that I like Matic and Sand and Mana that were on that list. However, the whole altcoin market dropped that day. So any token that was not named by the SEC was probably a very good investment. All right. And they've obviously had amazing recovery since we had that scare. And this is where retail investors make that mistake. So if you want to see some of my trades, feel free to obviously check me out on Facebook. I did share a couple of trades at that time. Let's have a look. I don't post very often, so hopefully you guys did see it. If you want to add me as a friend, you're more than welcome to. Here we go. So, this June 11th, if we go back to June 11th, June 11th, right here. This is when the SEC talked about their bad news, June 11th. Boom, right? It was pretty much the bottom of the market. I just started longing the altcoins because I know, now being in this market for quite some time, I know how things work. Bad news, market dumps, whales scoop it up, and then you end up FOMOing back in because you see the price going in the opposite direction. So as an investor, you need to start rewiring how you see the market and how you start investing, because you should be investing on red candles and selling on green candles and not the opposite way round. If that makes sense, great. For anyone that would like to learn a little bit on how you can obviously change your psychology, we do have a free course. You can head to decryptingcrypto.com, check it out, sign up. It is a complete free course for beginners. So if you are a new investor and you'd like to understand the crypto market, that is a great place to start. And yeah, that's about it. I want to thank you all for watching this stream. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like, subscribe, turn on all notifications, and I'll catch you guys Wednesday for the altcoin live stream. That's it from me. Catch you on the next video. Bye.